Okay, I'm just now uploading this video on my cardboard lantern template project, which I installed at the end of May, and it's now the end of August. I was online looking at different lanterns and found this image of a lantern that was being offered on the site for $4,200. I said to myself, I can make this one, and I could do so for a lot less than $4,200. So I took this image and I scaled all the measurements to fit my build, and I'll now start to show you my process in creating not only the one-off build for making my wife a lantern, but I further developed it into an interlocking cardboard template kit that anyone could easily build for pennies on the dollars, and I do offer it for sale right now along with the tutorial video step by step on how to make it. There are a total of 7 separate interlocking pieces or sections for this lantern. I first started with the cap section. There are a total of 12 cardboard pieces or sections to construct the cap. I started by assembling the first 3 pieces, and then I installed them onto the bottom section of the cap. Once that was completed, I started to pre-fold the 8 remaining cardboard sections that would finish the cap, so it would be ready to cover with my high-strength fiber-reinforced cementatious composite. Although, next, I begin to build the 2 legs. I begin to screw the 4 cardboard pieces together that make the first leg. Now, keep in mind, there's a lot of weight on these legs, and I've made the design to where it is a hollow leg, but yet still has the strength and structural requirements to carry all the above weight. In this clip, I have the 2 separate legs mounted, and I've also created a wood form to be able to mud the feet of each leg. The feet will be bolted to a poured concrete in-ground slab that I've made in the landscape area where I'll install the lantern. These legs are mudded with 3 separate layers of 1/4 inch of mud, then mesh with a total thickness of 3/4 of an inch. I then continued to trial out the mud smoother to get a smoother finish, and then off camera, the next day, I belt sanded the legs very smooth. Next, I build the square box forms that hold the legs together. This cardboard form is an external form, unlike the internal form that I use to form and make the legs. Once I make the box form, I place it over the legs and secure it with screws. Okay, just a real quick shot inside. It goes down onto this 3 inches, but it's going to be 2 inches above this conduit. I'm going to actually push it back up to meet the top of this again, because I want this to be continual through the pieces. And we'll pour it tomorrow, like I say, but that's ready to pour. Okay, in this video clip, I'm filling the box. Unfortunately, I didn't shoot the entire fill, but we did fill it up to the top and then let it dry and then demolded it. Okay, the next piece that I made was the actual lantern part that has the windows for the light to shine out. Currently, I'm not real happy with the shape of freehanding the mud on. And I've done a lot of things that were rock and stone, which had some undulation. That's why on this piece, it was the most trickiest. I went into a cardboard form to where I'm going to be applying my mud to the inside and then later taking the cardboard out. Where here, I left the cardboard in and I had to hand manipulate the form. Now I got to do a little bit of touch-up grinding and then I've got to do a final coat. It's going to take me some time. This will be easy peasy. And both were done with cardboard. This is an external form. That was an internal form, and that's still staying there. Okay, so this first pieces here, these 2 are going to make the window reveal, and I just basically screw the 2 pieces together, and then I'll apply it to the actual frame. Okay, so once we have these pieces all made, then we've got 2 of these templates. This goes right to the top of this line, and it goes to each line on the side. And then this gets brought up through that. And the first thing I'm going to want to do for the moment is make sure that I'm where I want to be there, and then I'll drop some screws into it. Now if you can see this will start to make the octagon once we have all these forms here to make the cutouts. All right, so this is set up a little bit now, where we've only gone from here up to here, and I'm about to rotate it. We let this sit for maybe, I don't know, an hour, and we're going to turn it, and it should stay where we put it. So I just got done with my carving here, and I didn't have my camera on. But anyway, I drew an outer circle that was 20 and a half, and then the inner circle, which was 10. And then I had, I had the screw in the center from using this tool to draw the circle here and here. Then I just basically started by cutting to where I was almost touching both ends. And then from there, I just started cutting like this, but high. I was high, I wasn't low. And then once I was done with that, then I just scraped to where I wasn't touching my inner circle, and I had about a 1/2 inch thickness down here. And that's now done. Right now, we're going to stick this to this just by spraying some of this on. And then okay, just mudding this pieces, and the only thing we got was the cone part of it, and then we didn't shoot any more, but it was completed in its entirety. Okay, I drew the shape of the cap on the table, then mudded it with mud and mesh, and then I set the cap into the mud. All right, so just mudding the cap now as far as the top. The bottom's already done. The thickness of this top is a 1/2 inch in thickness all around, encapsulating the cardboard totally. We're just doing layer of mesh, mud, and mud, and then a little bit of troweling it out. Okay, now as far as the ball on the top, this was the first rendition that I made. It was just styrofoam covered with a thin amount of fiber reinforced cement. And then I added what was going to be a spiral, if that's the right word. And then I changed my mind and made that into a ball. And I had this all ready, and I thought that's what I'm going to go with. It fell off the table and it cracked the area where my finger's pointing. And so then I remudded it to where it had this octagon flat surface, and that's what I ended up going with. Still got those to do, but these with a little bit of cement paste, they'll be smooth as a baby's bottom, just like this is. I plan to make another one of these as a prototype that I can mold instead of hand manipulating like I've done in this video, especially when it comes to the pitting that happened using an internal form. If I make this with an external form, it'll be smoother, and the shape of the legs, if you're looking at this video clip now, it's rough, and I had to belt sand it and then come by and Bondo it and sand it, and it was a lot more work. The lantern area where the light comes out of the little holes is much smoother and was a lot less work because I did use an external form, and I'll do that with this next one to avoid the massive amount of work I did to shape and to fill everything into a smooth profile. Okay, so I engraved the Chinese characters for Bobby's lantern on both sides of the lantern, and it was a little bit of fun, a lot of time, but she ended up loving it, so it was worth it. Okay, so this piece interlocks over the top of this, and I believe that the original people who made this block to where it comes down about 2.5 inches, and that's what keeps this together. Although I did run all thread through the two pieces, so it'd have a washer and a nut, and it would be back inside of the surface to where it would lock those two together good. This redundantly does the same thing, but then this piece that sits on top of this, I not only made it concaved the same as this bottom, which is circular and tapered, and when I first was pouring this, I actually put a piece of shrink wrap over the top of it, and I set this into it. And yesterday I set this on here perfectly. I had taped a drywall shim all the way around on the inside. It gave me 3/16 of an inch tolerance for this interlock, and then I mudded it. Right now I cannot get this off, but I'm going to cut the top of the tape right there all the way around and add some water, and I'll soften that up and it'll pop right off. This top I had laid on top of this. This is the cap upside down, and I perfectly centered it, and then I mudded from a 1/2 inch down to 0, again creating the interlock. And right now this is about to be made. Yesterday I set this on top of that perfectly centered, then I spray painted around the edge to mark this circle. When I had originally made this, I made this 1/2 inch, 6 inch wide with a pipe, and I made that to where it had an interlock, knowing I was going to. So yesterday I poured another one, and I'll put a drywall shim around that, and then mud from 1/2 inch to 0. All these little 1/2 to 0 muds that are on the bottom of this, that are over here, you won't notice it. But it causes this to interlock all together. All pieces interlock to where there's a stability. If somebody should bump into it, it's not going to fall over or knock over. But anyway, stick with me, guys. Okay, so I've got all the pieces sanded, and then I bonded it with a cement paste. and I went through and detailed everything, and it's all sitting here dry, ready. I am going to seal it with a polyaspartic, a 2-part polyaspartic sealer, and I'm going to tint it with like an army green. I weigh out in the paper cups here, not the plastic ones, but the paper. I weigh out part A, part B. I put a little acetone for self-leveling, about 10%, and about 10% of the pigment. We're going to get that layered on here. It's probably going to take 2 to 3 layers to get it to be to the stage of green. I want it translucent to where you do see some of the back, but I want it dark enough to where it gives it a good color. Anyway, stick with me. I'm going to be getting this sealed today, and then tomorrow I start to do the installation. And then next thing is the form that I've got for the concrete pads are, you know, where this bolts down is on the bench over there already made. I formed it. I just got to dig it in and pour it with some concrete, and then I'll be making the video hopefully next Saturday. Okay, so I made a form that was off the original footprint, and I tied it together to where I could get it, these 2x4s level on the ground. And then there's a drop of 2.5 inches because the foot itself is 1.5 inches, and I want 1.5 inch of gravel. So it's 2.5 inches below grade. And I cut this out for my conduit to be able to go in the grade, because I'm gonna put a rock over here to cover the gas fitting and everything in the pipe. Anyway, this is gonna be just having a slight bit of gravel over it to where the statue or the lantern pokes out of the ground as much as it can without you seeing the foot. But anyway, I just poured that today. It's going to dry. I'm going to strip it, and we're installing tomorrow. I can't wait. Okay, so I got all 7 pieces. I just painted these red with the, it's a sealer. It's a polyaspartic sealer, part A, part B, and then I tinted it. I tinted it green to get this color, and then red to get that color. So the sealer is the paint and the stain. So anyway, these are just still going to be waiting until tomorrow. Got the concrete slab up there for each foot poured right now, and they'll be ready for this to be installed tomorrow. But right now I'm letting this dry. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. The cap's upside down because I had to finish this. I had a bucket right there and I couldn't paint that, so I had to turn it over. Anyway, gonna get this thing up and running, and hopefully you guys will be interested in it further. Give me a call, let me know. Okay, so I didn't show, I have the, like this is the other leg right here, you can see. And I got the rest of the pieces right here, but I didn't show this being taken out of the truck, and then I installed 1 bolt to where it would stay up. I put the new conduit in, which is going to run for the rock that hides the gas, and just wanted to get this on film. I forgot my tripod down at the shop. So anyway, I'm going to start recording now. No? Well, there you go. Okay, good. That's it. Hole right here. Can you see this hole? We're lining that up. Oh, right. Exactly. Now I got 1 more piece down. Hey, little baby, it's not fully dark yet, but it's going to be a good light for you. I think it's going to look nice. I really want to stay up a little longer and see it with the full glory at night. It's definitely lit up though, and I don't know what to say. All right, so here's the lantern at night. I've got an LED direct current voltage. I think it's like 12 volts, but it's not like a lighthouse or anything, but you can definitely see it. It casts light even onto the deck. You can see the edge of the deck, or the wall, the retaining wall of the deck. Okay, so we got her all installed. I did the cap and the top ball without it being on camera, but anyway, there was 2 of us that lifted that up into place. It was pretty heavy, but it was easy to do. So anyway, if you have any questions, If you just give me a call, my number's in the description area, or email me, and or if you're interested in buying the template kit and the video step-by-step on how to do it, just give me a call or email me. And if you've enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks.